Welcome to the Referrals Podcast, the show designed to help everyone from the solopreneur to the Fortune 500 company win the referral game. If you want to build a company with an army of ambassadors and raving fans who speak highly of you and refer you willingly, you are in the right place. Let's meet your hosts, Chris Angel and Michael Maher.
Welcome back, everybody. It's another episode of the Referrals Podcast. I'm your co-host, Chris Angel, and I'm here with your host, as always, Michael J. Maher, and our guest today, Christina Bentley. Hello,
Hi.
you two.
Howdy, howdy.
Hello.
Howdy, howdy.
Today's gonna rock.
Yeah.
Gonna rock.
I always love that in these episodes, we're like diving into all the stuff that's covered in 7L at like the level of nuance, at the level of like experts who have been implementing this program and like refining it and like sharing what works. And we're doing that today.
Yeah, like 7L talks about events. And Today we're gonna go into like huge detail on how do you get these events paid for, right? I mean, it's like, how do you make money making money, right? Legally.
Right.
And it's like, you know, we're going to show you name a prospecting method, right? Door knocking, cold calling, warm calling, expired calling, for sale by owner calling, walking into offices,
Calling.
What is it?
Walking into offices, calling. I just want to keep your streak alive. You had a good streak going.
Oh, good. Thank you.
I didn't know there
was
was
going to
so
say
many kinds of
calling again. So this is my calling. Is that, you know, who is paid to do those things, right? How would you like to be paid to prospect?
Ooh,
right?
wow.
You're not paid to prospect. You actually get paid when you prospect and you turn those into clients, right? Yeah. But in this case, Christina's getting paid to prospect. A lot of our coaching clients are getting paid to prospect. They're making money. So they make money doing the thing that gets them business and gets them referrals. Yeah. And then they get money from closing and helping those clients. Yeah. It's hard to beat that, you know?
So good. Well, I'm looking forward to this conversation. I want to say this first. You guys love the show. I know you guys love the show. You've told me. And, you know, you're hungry for more. I would imagine, you know, we do a weekly show, and in between those weeks, after you binge listen to the ones that you are already.
What do they do? I have to say, what do they do in between, like those 6 days? It has to be like the worst 6 days of their life. You know what I mean? It's like,
right. Yeah. Lost.
It's like
soul.
that. I want my MTV.
my
like from the 80s, right?
Totally.
And it's like, you know, I want my referrals. I mean, how can they live without the Referrals Podcast? I don't know how they
Well, here's the option, right? Here's what you can do. What's cool is at referrallibrary.com, you can actually go choose from 12 different online courses for free. So if you need more of your referral fix, you can
what? Say that again.
What? The whole thing?
Say that again.
Referral fix? No, I mean, you can go to
referral. Are you reading from a script? That was so well done.
I'm not reading from a script.
Of course you're
not. Referrallibrary.com, and there are 12 online courses for free to choose from. So
okay, that's insane. Who's doing that? Who is doing 12 free online courses at referrallibrary.com? Who is doing that? Like that's insane. Why not charge $497 or $997?
Right, for each course.
That's referrallibrary.com is free right now, is what you're saying?
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, what episode is this? This is crazy. As soon as this episode airs, it's gonna be an investment. You're gonna be paying to get into Referral Library. Get your library card today because it's free.
Yes.
Because it's not gonna be free very long.
Right.
Like as soon as I get back and fire whoever came up with that part of this podcast, we will figure it out. You go to referrallibrary.com right now and take all the courses, because then you won't be able to.
And that's how you get your fix in those 6 days in between Referral Podcast.
So 6 days podcast, right? 6 courses, right? So in 2 weeks you could have 2 Referrals Podcast episodes, and you could complete the library.
That's perfect.
Kind of.
I love it. Well, that's great. I mean, that was perfect. So let's now transition into some of the things we talk about in the referral conversation, such as events and how do we get sponsors for those events. Christina Bentley from St. Augustine, Florida, you're back in the show. Thanks for coming back. How have you been since we last saw you?
Wonderful. Thank you for having me.
Of course. Yeah. Of course. Well, let's dive in.
We were talking with Christina about like events, right? So like, why should we do events? And Christina was just talking about like the process she went through to start hosting events, and that this was a big jump. She had some fear around it, like nobody would show up, or it would mess up, or it wouldn't be good, or I wouldn't get referrals. And she talked about going through that process and persevering, and the rewards that she was getting from it was not just business, but people talking about her events and things like that. Well, Christina has stepped it up, right? Christina has taken it to the next level, which is, okay, this is a good investment of time, energy, effort, and money anyway to do events. And, if you spend $1,000 and you get referrals that are worth $30,000, then that's a 30-to-1 return on investment. That's pretty good. But Christina has discovered a way to get infinite investment, like infinite ROI. So how do you get infinite ROI? Well, infinite would be like any number divided by 0, right? So if you're 0 cost, then and your ROI was 30,000, then essentially that's infinite ROI. Well, she's found a way to get other people to help offset her expenses to the point where her events are either free or close to free, or she makes a little bit of money to do these events, and then she gets the referrals and the clients from them. So I love the progress that we're able to show on this episode. So Christina, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
So how?
Yeah.
You can go. You want to go?
No, you're up. Yeah.
How? So you've been doing events. Well, tell me how long you've been doing events, and then I want to know, when did you start adding sponsors or partners to your events?
I only did one event, consistently, and I would try like housewarming parties and stuff, but nothing super consistent. And then last year, I made the decision. Okay, let's try this. I talked with Michael because I was really afraid about bringing sponsors on. I kept thinking, why would they want to give me their money? What value do I have? And, Michael told me, he said, look, you're helping them and they're helping you, and you guys are helping the customers. You're looking at it the wrong way. So after he and I spoke, I thought, I'm going to go have a conversation with my vendors, and they jumped right on board.
Wow. That's amazing.
They were excited about it. We started out with just a couple. And this year we're at 5.
So 5 sponsors for your events, or 5 events?
5 events. We have 3 sponsors that sponsor every event. And then we have more actually contacting us going, hey, what can we do? We want to be involved too.
Wow. How did the conversation go? I'm curious, like when you're like, okay, I'm going to have a sponsor, how did you, like, what did you say? Like, I have this thing. Do you want to give me some money? How did that go?
I started with our title company. The reason I started with the title company is they received all of our deals, like any listing that we had that closed, or if we had a buyer that wanted to pick the title company, we used the same title company. So they saw the volume, and I went to them and I said, hey, what I do in production. I'm looking to grow my business, and I would love to help you grow your business too. Let's partner on this. And they said, well, what do you have in mind? So I told them about Michael and about the events. And I said, look, if you help me with some of the expense on this, all I need from you is to, I would pick something that I wanted them to pay for. So what I did was I chose the pre-made gingerbread houses. And I had the title company, foot the bill for the gingerbread houses. Told them how much it was going to be. They said, no problem. I said, I need you to do that. I need you to send some of your staff, because I want my people to be familiar with who you are. Beautiful, so that way you guys can start building that rapport. So that way they'll feel comfortable using you, or even referring you to people that they know. And I also asked them to bring a raffle item.
Oh, nice.
And that's where it started taking off.
What did you, on the raffle item, was it like, hey, here, bring a raffle item between this price point and this price point, or bring something that's like techie, or how did you point them towards a good raffle item?
The very first event, we just kind of gave them, go ahead and just bring a cool raffle item.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're starting to zero in on what's a hot item, what do people really want? Mm-hmm. And so now since we're zeroing in on that, we just ask the sponsor to bring that.
Nice.
What are some examples of great door prizes?
An Echo Dot.
Yes.
An Arctic or a Yeti cooler.
Right. Cool.
Just things that people really want that they're not going to throw in the trash, they're going to use.
Yeah. And they're not going to necessarily buy it themselves, maybe. Right.
Definitely.
So it's like it has a cool factor, literally, with Arctic and Yeti.
Yeah, right.
I'll be here all week. No, really, I will be.
I think smart home stuff is really cool right now. Like smart light bulbs. I've given those out before.
Ring doorbell.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Even the little cameras, right?
Uh-huh. And it's connected to a home, which, helps. It doesn't hurt that it's connected to homes, smart homes. But anyway, I digress. Got it. So walk us through, you've been doing, so you do 5 events, you've had 3 sponsors. How is it spreading, do you think? You mentioned it's spreading. Like, how is this word of mouth of people asking you to be sponsors at your event? How is that happening?
Well, it's funny. Just last week, I had a lender tell me, he's like, I've been wanting to work with you for a while. And he said, I noticed on Facebook, because, you add people on Facebook, they watch you. Mm-hmm. And he said, I've been noticing who you were friends with on Facebook. And he reached out to my title company and he said they were really good friends. And the title company actually invited him and said, hey, why don't you sponsor too?
Oh, nice.
So
that's awesome. You're referred a sponsor. So appropriate,
yes.
Right?
So they basically told him, they were like, look, if you invest in this, you're going to get your money back and then some. So when I approached these people to even, think about, becoming a vendor for us, I tell them, I said, we pick the venue, we book it, we take care of all of your invitations, we call an RSVP, we take care of everything. All we need is for you to help, sponsor, foot some of the bill for us, bring that raffle item, have, some customer, or bring some of your staff so that way they can speak with the people that, we have invited. And they love it. I tell them we'll follow up with the RSVPs and, anything we get from it, they know about. And we get permission to use their logos on the stuff. So that way, when we send stuff out, everybody knows who's sponsoring it.
So let me round this up a little bit, right? So you're going to the title company first, and you went to them because you thought, okay, that's going to be kind of maybe an easy yes, right?
Oh, yes.
Or it should be an easy yes, and it was an easy yes. And even though you were really hesitant, and just so you know, that's like a great sales technique, no matter what. Is whenever you're thinking about doing something, go to the easy yeses or the easy things first. It builds confidence. It gets kind of things going. Well, in this case, it got you a referral from that person. That was the easy yes, right? And people want to refer you. The sponsors want to refer you because they just said yes to you. And when they talk about it to somebody else, they want that person to say yes because it reconfirms the title company's decision to sponsor you, right? So it's like, I want that confirmation that I made the right decision. So guess what? This other company, insurance or mortgage or whatever it is, comes in and it confirms the title company's decision to sponsor you. So the conversation basically went, hey, listen, we've got volume. We want to grow together. There's an opportunity here. I'm going to do all of the coordination, which is the invitations and the inviting, the actual day of event planning, which is humongous, and then the follow-up afterwards. I'm going to do all of that. And during the event, all I need from you is you're going to get the gingerbread houses for that event, or the food, or the venue, or the coffee, or the alcohol, or whatever it is, right? And then I want some of your staff and representatives to be there so I can get a face with the logo, and that makes you more referable. And then the third thing is you're going to provide a door prize. And during the door prize process, I'm going to brag on you and endorse you in front of everybody I know. And, what's that worth, and that's it. Right. So that's really, you're making it very easy for them to say yes.
It's so good.
I like that.
Yeah, it's really good.
But what's been the result for the title company? I mean, the title company, people out there are just thinking from a real estate company, is that like, what's in it for the title company? I mean, the title company's kind of already got their money, and, has this turned into business for them? And what did you do to help turn this into business for them, if it did?
So not only do they get our closings, but our people are getting familiar with, who's working at the title company. So I've had, family members sell to family members where they didn't need a realtor, but hey, we need a title company. So my people are inviting their friends and family to come talk with the title company.
Wow.
So our title company, they got 8 deals outside of us.
Wow.
Outside of our deals, just from people referring them.
I think that paid for your sponsorship for a long time. Not including the endorsement that they're getting from you, right?
Yes.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Are you using the door prize entry forms? Are you asking any questions for the title company? Like, we do that for the lender sometimes, right? Is we'll put on there, check this box if you would like more information on current interest rates. That's a lead generator for the mortgage company. Is there anything you're doing like that for the title company? It doesn't sound like you're doing anything. It sounds like you don't even need to.
Well, we're not doing it on the raffle forms. When we're actually calling to RSVP, we're having conversations with people. Our title company, they're attorneys. So not only do they do title work, but they also do, wills and trust and that kind of thing. So we actually have conversations with the people that we're inviting and saying, hey, do you need a trust, or do you need a will, or, just like with our lenders, do you need a refi?
So you're lead generating for your sponsors.
Totally.
Yes. So we actually make a list of those people.
Right. That's awesome.
Yes. We make a list of those people, and that way we write it out beside their name. So that way, when we get to the actual event, we pull the lender aside or the title company and say, hey, we need you to meet this person. Let me give you a little background on them. And now let's go meet them.
That's amazing.
So that way they, have an understanding of what's needed.
What I love about this too is what we want is to create and build an army of ambassadors, right? We want an army of these people who will speak highly of us and refer us willingly and often. That's the definition of an ambassador. Well, what you're doing is you're modeling ambassador behavior for your database. And if you want ambassadors, be an ambassador, right? Show people what an ambassador looks like. Ambassador other companies. Be a brand, be a champion for somebody else. And you are modeling what you want others to do for you. So when you're being this ambassador for the title company, what's funny is the people you're doing this to are emboldened to do the same thing for you, right? Mm-hmm. Even if they work 9 to 5 and they're just a client that you've worked with, so on and so forth. But you championing the title company, subconsciously, maybe even consciously, they're like, you know what? I need to champion Christina like she's championing the title company. Mm-hmm. To get ambassadors, be an ambassador, and you're modeling it. That's great.
Let's get ready for referrals. In the red corner, we have the average agent working by advertising, learning on the fly, no systems, no profit, and no clients. And in the blue corner, we have what could be you, the profitable agent working by referral, loving life and loving their clients. Take your business to the next level and go to www.callwithcoach.com and set up your free referral coaching session. Go now, change your business forever. www.callwithcoach.com.
How does it, Christina, how do you decide how much to ask them for? Like, so you said they're just going to pay for the actual gingerbread houses. Are there other, so you're just zero budgeting your event. Are there other things that people can spend so that it makes money?
Well, basically we look at the event and we say, okay, we know it's going to cost X dollars. So up until recently, we just wanted to have a zero cost
Right.
on all the advertising, like everything that we put out. But with our last event, we actually made about $200. And it was a mini golf event. So
what was it again? What kind of event?
A mini golf event.
Mini?
Yes, it was one of those little miniature golf places.
Wow. That's awesome.
Yes.
So you made $200 playing mini golf.
Yes.
So you're like a professional golfer. You made more money than Tiger Woods did last weekend. Just so you know, Tiger was off last weekend. But the thing is like you're a professional mini golfer. $200, right? How many referrals did you get at the event?
We got at that particular event, we've got 7.
Okay, good. So 7. And what's your average price range in St. Augustine for you?
Our average price point's between $300 and $500.
Okay, so 400,000, let's say, times 7 is 2.8 million in business.
Yes.
Right, which is about 72,000 in commission. That's not a bad return on negative $200, right? I mean, it's not a bad return on $200, let alone you making $200. If I do the math real quick, right? It's that's infinite return on your income. You literally had infinite return on income because you had negative 200. That negative in the bottom just really totally throws things out.
How did it end up in 200 extra? Did you give them bigger numbers for what they were going to be covering, or did you guys have extra sponsors who were like, I want in too, and there was nothing left to cover, and so then they just cut you a check, or what?
Basically, I had a vendor that couldn't show up, and he was like, hey, I'm going to send you some money. I'm like, oh, okay.
Okay.
Usually we have set numbers, but this particular one wasn't able to show up, so he just sent the money. And I was like, okay, thanks.
Wow.
Yeah,
and you had and at that point you had
but in the future, what we want to do is, yes. So what we're going to do is we're going to use that, for more marketing. We have an ice cream social coming up, so we've got some ice cream scoops already ordered, and so we're just dumping it back into the business.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. And so are you changing the amount you're asking for at each event? I know we have a podcast planned in the future with like Torrell Chauffeur White and Don McNaughton, Tim Cups, right? People like yourself who are really doing kind of event planning mastery, right? Event mastery. And some of them have like you can do this $250 level, $500 level, $1,000 level, whatever it may be. But it sounds like what you're doing is you're kind of like, okay, the gingerbread houses are going to be $750. Just you do $750. Is that kind of how you're doing it right now?
That's how we're doing it right now. We definitely want to change things up to where we're making more than just a couple $100. Yeah. Don McNaughton and I have spoken quite a bit, and he's very good about opening up and sharing how he does things. So we definitely plan on moving to that aspect.
Yeah. And I love about this is that when you were doing it, there was a lot of fear around how to ask, the sponsors and how to get them involved. And so within our environment, the certified referral trainer environment, we have a community, and there was a guy in St. Louis, right? Tim Cups, who was, has a program like this, and you just connected with him, right? And
yes.
And he helped you kind of like talk through it, and that kind of gave you more confidence to go to the sponsors, right?
Definitely. And starting out with the easier sponsor kind of helps build your, courage up, and then you're like, wait a minute, I really am offering something here. And then after you have that very first event, it just kind of takes off from there, and you have zero issue with saying, look, we're having a great time, and, we use your success stories that you've taught us when we're having people come up to get their raffle prize that they've won. We actually use a success story, and we try to put that vendor in there. So that way, we show how they helped.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's so good.
That's
so we
awesome.
try to
That's
use
the
that.
gem right there.
That's so good. What we've sort of talked about some of it, but if maybe we can just kind of bullet point it. What are some of the things that are included when somebody sponsors? Like, what do they get when they sponsor your event?
So first off, they get to meet our circle of friends that, because we're 100% referral. We don't buy leads, or we don't cold call or chase ghost. So we tell them, we are opening you up, our circle up to you, and we're asking you to join our circle. We want our people to know who you are, so they learn to like, love, and trust you, and they'll refer you out as well. But we market with them. We put all of their logos on everything. We give them our endorsement. If we have somebody that needs a refi, even outside of, the event itself, we refer them to that, that vendor, or if there's a title company or a trust. So any kind of work that we can refer their way, we absolutely do that.
What are the professions? What are the industries or the professions that you have as sponsors now?
So we use the title company. We have a couple of different lenders. We have our home inspector, and we want to get an insurance agent on board as well.
I don't think you're going to have any trouble with that. That's you're going to be able to find a great, really active networking insurance agent. That'll be a really good fit for a go-getter, somebody that's really on it from an insurance aspect. That's the easiest one to do during the door prize process, because you're going through. It's like a lender. It's a little bit of a stretch. It's the refi angle, and then the title is, listen, if there's a family member to family member sale, or you have a question for an attorney, this is, but the insurance is, listen, Dave Ramsey says the fastest way to earn or save money today is to have an insurance review, right? Check and see if your home and auto, maybe even PC, right? The whole thing, should it be, should you have new coverage? And so that's a really easy one. Is like, hey, call Dan for the insurance review, and just start from there, right? So that's a really easy one, and that's something that is very easily added to the door prize entry form. Yes, I would like an insurance review to see if I can save money on a monthly basis on my car, home, auto, motorcycle, etc. insurance.
I like that.
Right? You just check it off, right? And if you put that question on your door prize entry form and tell the insurance agent that question's on your door prize entry form.
Yeah, that's good.
I mean, it's like, here is all my money,
No-brainer.
Please, please just take my money right now, please. Like right now, open your pocket so I can throw it in.
So good. That's
so,
amazing.
and the thing is this isn't about money, right? This is all about value exchange, right? And in today's world, there is nothing harder than lead generation if you're doing it wrong, And in today's world, there's nothing better in the world than high level, high volume lead generation, right? I mean, if you can lead generate, people will throw you money. They will get you money. And that's what the 7L system hopefully helps people do, Christina, what would be a mistake that you've made, or some thing that with a sponsor or whatever it may be that just didn't go well, or would be like hey, this is something to look out for?
Well, I think one of the biggest things that I learned with, just the group and listening to you, I would find that I would have the vendor come up and hand off the raffle item, but I really was like, well, what do you say? When I really put some effort and some thought into it, I thought, why not use a success story? Because they're right there in the trenches with us. Let's use an honest story, and it will resonate with people. And I think that's honestly one of the biggest ahas that we had. And it's one of the easiest things to do. So that way you're not in front of everybody going, crap, what do I say?
Yeah.
You have it.
Totally.
And it really makes the vendor look like a rock star.
Yeah. are you doing all of your door prizes live, or are you doing any of them recorded? Are you doing a video after the event, or every single one you do them at the event with your vendors there?
We've done everyone live with the vendor there. So that way, when people wanted to, come up and talk with the vendor, that kind of thing, they were accessible.
Great.
Smart. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, if you have time and you have the space and you're able to get everybody's attention, that's the best way to do it, right? And something to add to your door prize entry form, at the bottom is winners will be announced at a time and then must be present to win, right? So if your event is like 1 to 3, do winners will be announced at 2:30, must be present to win. People will stay longer, they will mingle more. And what we've discovered is 90 minutes in or 3/4 of the way into your event is when the maximum attendance is anyway, right?
That's so good. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Christina, do you invite your sponsors to invite their clients or their spheres of influence?
Good question.
Absolutely. We want as many people there. So that way we can become familiar with their circle as well, because it's all about broadening that circle.
That's almost like another thing that they get. If I were going to make a bullet point list, it's like, this is like your event, except I'm doing all of the planning of the event. So you get to piggyback on all of our efforts for hosting this event, and you get to invite your people to it as well. That's crazy.
Yeah. Make it your client appreciation event.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
So it's like, that makes a lot of sense. And when you're doing the door prizes, it looks like it's their event as well anyway, and they have ownership. They've invested.
Yeah. Their logos on stuff.
Christina's the hostess with the mostess, right? She's running. She's the master of ceremonies and that kind of thing. And, it very easily, if the title company had people come, they might even assume that everybody there had worked with the title company or the lender or the insurance agent or the inspector, right? Because it's a client appreciation event for the inspector, and automatically if the inspector has 3 people there, but there's 63 people there, the people who are the 3 people are thinking this inspector has 63 clients, So it's and then like Christina said, doing the success story, that's so powerful. Just Christina, can you talk us through that? Because we haven't really unpacked that. Another gem that I just have to point out that we just flew by is you saying, hey, listen, we need a representative from your company to be at the event. Well, that's a de facto assistant that's going to help you run the event as well, right? Now you have an extra resource that you can have, help with the gingerbread houses or do the registration table or help with the door prizes or have people fill out the door prize form. Whatever it is, you've got an extra resource. So I don't want to blow over that. But I want to really reemphasize, let's go through like how you do the success story at the door prize drawing time. What's that sound like?
What I do is,
how do you do that? Yeah.
So I have kind of an example for you. I have a single mom who was in school. She wanted to buy with us last year. She decided that, maybe I should graduate nursing school and then I'll be able to really, get what I want. So we postponed it for a year. And then come a year later, our lender came in and, helped her work through some issues that we were having and helped put her at ease. And, we got her into the home that she wanted. But she had some things to overcome. She was a single mom. So, we had credit stuff that we had to take care of, and he was able to walk us through the process. And I found that by telling these stories, people start going, man, I have credit issues, or, oh, I know a single mom, or, oh, I know a student. So they not only do they think of other people that they might know, but they also start thinking, wow, okay, they helped them through it. So maybe I'm not by myself. And they'll come forward and ask for help as well.
I like that.
Wow.
And do you have friends and family at these events as well as clients, or are you just 100% focused on clients?
Yes.
Yes.
Friends and family too. We ask them to, if you have somebody that you want to invite, please let us know. That way we can have, enough room and If they have special dietary needs, we need to know about that. But we ask people, please, please bring that.
The bring a friend is very powerful. The bring a friend is when you say, please bring a friend to the event, we should probably do an episode just on bring a friend, the whole bring a friend strategy.
Right. Yeah.
Yes,
because the huge. Bring a friend is who do they bring, right? So many times they bring a person they think needs to work with you. They bring a referral. You're not saying bring a referral. You're saying bring a friend, but it's like literally we've done I Love You Lattes where it's like, Denise is walking in with someone I don't know. And when Denise is like, hey, this is Art. He's looking to sell his home, So it's like, Art's a networking partner of mine. I know him really well, but I thought this would be a great opportunity for him to meet, right? The only thing about a bring a friend that you have to watch out for is sometimes they get locked in to just talking to their friend. And one of the powers of events is this like plus like equals two loves equation. And that is, two people who like you, who don't know each other, they talk to each other. Well, the only point of reference or common point of interest is you. So they talk about you. Well, the more they talk about you and realize that somebody else likes you, they end up both walking away loving you and more emboldened and more likely to embrace speaking highly of you and referring you willingly, right? So you got to break friends up sometimes when you do it. So
yeah, so good. Christina, give me some last minute wisdom for somebody who's thinking about taking on events. They want to add sponsors. What do you recommend? How do they start with that? Should they just make a list of their easy wins, or where do they start?
So what I did was I started with who do I use most for my transactions? In real estate, we have typically the same home inspector because we trust them, or the same lender, or the same title company. So I started there. I made a list of people that I use on a regular basis. They know that I'm going to refer them, and they know that we get along. We have a great time, and we both know that we're looking out for the customer. So that's where I start my list. So my suggestion would be start with that easy one. So that way it starts building your confidence.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So good. Beautiful. I know that I'm guessing you have made available a sample of the partnership levels. You guys can get the sample of the partnership levels at referralspodcast.com. As always, you can get your downloads there. That's super generous. If people want to reach out to you, send you a referral for St. Augustine, or just even connect with you more about this whole process, how do people reach you?
They can reach me by cell phone or text message or even email, but my phone number is 904-669-5546. They can find me on Facebook.
Perfect.
So I'm pretty much everywhere.
On Facebook through your name, Christina Bentley?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Good. I love it. And
the Bentley Group, right? St. Augustine, Florida.
Yes, sir.
Next to.
Yes, sir.
Right next to, what city are you right next to there? Jacksonville, right?
Jacksonville?
I mean, I was going to say Jacksonville, but you're not all that close. You're still 20 minutes from Jacksonville, right? Is it right next to St. Augustine?
Far enough away, but close.
Yeah.
That's the next biggest
That's what they say about St. Augustine and Jacksonville. I want you to know that as well. So St. Augustine is growing, right? That is a growing place. That is
it is.
That is a hotbed.
That's amazing. Good stuff. Well,
St. Augustine, Florida, with Christina Bentley, the Bentley Group, and you can reach out to her. What's your email, Christina? Is it Christina@thebentleygroup.com?
No, actually it's not, but I need to look into that. It's Christina's iPhone at gmail.com.
No way.
Very unoriginal.
Christina's iPhone at gmail.com. I would not have guessed that one. So good.
Nice. Well, thanks for hanging out with us today, Christina. Thanks for sharing all the gems and wisdom that you have discovered in your events and sponsors. I hope we get to have you again. But until next time, Michael, Christina, take care and see ya.
Thank you.